Hey everybody, welcome back to BizTok for TikTok. Did you know globally there's only 43,000 creators in the world that have over 1 million followers? And Jackson, who's in the studio today, is one of those creators, and he has 1.2 million followers. Jackson is really well known for his comedy videos, specifically comedy POV videos, and we're going to dive in and talk to Jackson about his origin story and a couple things that he is really passionate about. So, Jackson, welcome to BizTalk for TikTok.
What up, gamers? I'm excited to jump into this. I have a lot to say, get my fans get to know my personality a little bit better.
Love that. Jackson, talk to me a little bit about your origin story. Who are you and when did you get started on TikTok?
As a backstory, I'm 19, so when I was little, instead of being an astronaut rock star, again, I wanted to be a YouTuber. That was the thing. So
Yep.
I always made like Star Wars Lego videos, Minecraft videos on YouTube. I tried everything, and only that small percentage actually make it. So that didn't work. But then February 2nd of 2022, so this year,
Oh, wow.
about 7 months, that's when I made my first video. It did well, but it was a sound video. I consistently posted 2 to 3 times for that 7 months, but I made a drastic change around June because I realized I was plateau of following. I was getting great views, likes, but the following wasn't. I was just confused. Like, where is it? What's happening?
Yep.
And that's because I looked at other creators that were on the rise, and I noticed that they were showing the creativity. They were doing skits. So I was like, okay, I made a change. And then that's where it all blew up. That summer is when it really exploded for me.
That's amazing, man. So you're
Yeah.
telling me right now that just this year alone is how you've grown to 1.2 million in less than 12 months.
Well, I was at 220. I was at 222. I remember that because it's engraved in my brain. I was so
Hmm.
upset. Like 2 months, 222. And then June 3rd,
Wow.
I was with my girlfriend. I said, help me. At first, it was cringy.
Yep.
And then after we saw what was happening, then we started putting real effort into it. So just 3, 4 months so far.
Wow. That's incredible. And if you go to Jackson's page, people who are listening or watching this, you'll see his views are killing it. There's a lot of creators that have 1 million followers, but their views are not consistent. And when you go on your
Right.
page, it's very consistent. So clearly, the change that you made from more of, like you said, the sound on feature with TikTok, we're starting to see that change from more of creators' voices, creators' own sound that they're
Right.
creating. And I think that's drawing a lot more audience to actually engage. And that's what you were saying is really, really, really important is the engagement aspect. People were liking the videos before, but they weren't
Exactly.
engaging. And you saw a big change from that once you started creating content that was engaging for people to take apart and want to comment something versus just swiping to the next thing.
Yeah. I feel like it's more personal when someone makes a skit because a sound, it could be funny. I like sounds. I shared my girlfriend, and that's it. The punchline is already there for you. There's no
Right.
creativity, there's no effort. I spend almost an hour on every video because I take it multiple times. So I mess up one thing, I'm like, restart.
Yep.
And then if I make a video, oh, I could add this in it, that'll be funny. Then I do that. That's just how much I carry my effort into it rather
No,
than
for sure. You made a really, really good point, actually, because a lot of people from the outside, they're like, oh, I want to be a creator. I want to be a creator. It looks so easy, such an easy career or whatever. People don't realize the effort that these creators put in. Yes, maybe a video is 15 seconds, but that does not mean it took them 15 seconds, the
exactly.
process it takes. So, talk to me a little bit about how that works for you. When you start the day, do you have to create these skits, right? You have to figure out the scripts and talk to me. What's that process like for you?
Man, it's all the time. That's all I think about. And my manager was even telling me take a rest day, but that's so hard for me.
Hmm.
Just to get some creativity up because I create 2 to 3 videos a day, and
Wow.
some creators that are verified have 1 million followers plus. They make 2 to 3 videos a week.
Yep. Yep.
Again, my views are consistent, so I have a standard. I hate what is it? Quantity over quality.
Hmm.
I take a walk every day for an hour, and I call other TikTokers up, and I'm like, I always tell them we talk, give each other tips, ideas, and I always say I hate quantity over quality. So when I wake up, I have a few ideas in mind from the day previous, and I text my girlfriend. It's just good, it's just bad, and she's so brutal, and it's great.
Yeah,
Like
you
I'll
need that.
record a video that I'm iffy about, and I send it to her. I'm like, "What do you think, girl?" And she sent me back a voice memo one time saying like, "What is this? There's no passion in it. Be angry in it." And I was like, It's upsetting because I don't want to do it again.
Right?
But it turns out that, again, she's always right, unfortunately. But it's stressful and I should really slow down. I think that's why I grew so fast. A million views a video 2 times a day. Also trying to do new things.
Hmm.
Trying to keep my followers on edge, new
Right.
characters. I'm always scared to do that. I'm so successful in my previous ones. I
Mhm.
don't want to milk them so dry. I'm kind of slowing down on my old ones, starting new ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what the Jackson 21 morning looks like every
I
day.
love that. And what I hear from your morning and what I like the key takeaways that I'm listening to is that it's really, really important for creators to have a network of people they can trust and get feedback from. So creators that I feel like don't have that, I feel like they post these videos that may have not been good if they had like a friend saying, "Hey, you should be more aggressive to get the audience more engaged."
Yeah,
And they're going to have a slower rise, whereas you have a really good group of people around you that are supporting you and that are there for you to give you some feedback on your videos and be brutally honest, which is really awesome. And I think that's really key. Another thing to me, what I'm hearing from you, and this is where a lot of creators fail. So, backstory, I run a talent management agency and we represent some of the biggest creators like Cabby LeMay, who's the largest creator in the world, Michael Lee, who's one of the top. And the people who are on the top are grinders. There's a lot of creators who hit a million, then they get lazy. And like you said, they create 1 to 2 videos a week. TikTok is fast moving. You have to be like a Mr. Beast in this space right now where every single day you grind if you want to be known long term and build that community. You have to grind. And it sounds like that's what you're doing and you're really passionate about it by spending
that
multiple hours a day to create multiple videos for your fans and you're thinking outside the box. Okay, how do I keep them engaged? Let me work in some new characters. Even though it's scary, you're still knowing that that needs to be a step to keep new people in and
right,
trying new
right.
things. And I think that's really important. So through this, have you started building a community? Have you noticed that there's a lot of the same people coming back to comment?
Oh yeah, of course. I noticed that there are tons of people that I see regularly that do comment. I do have a Discord that people join. I talk to them, especially in person too. A million, it seems like a lot, but I don't think it is right now. I'm still reinvesting everything, trying to grow that number. But even in person, again, like I go out in public, I probably get noticed. Every time I go in public in a major place, go out to dinner, the waitress, I was eating with my girlfriend yesterday and the waitress noticed me.
That's
So
awesome, man.
it's kind of rewarding knowing that some of it's paying off.
Exactly. And sometimes you think as a social media creator and you see people behind the screen really like in the comments and stuff, you almost feel, are they real? You almost feel like it might not be, but in public, when people notice you, you're like, holy shit, these are real people watching me right now. Like this is a
It's a big
real thing.
difference. hmm
Yeah. It's a
Really
huge
is.
thing.
Like for them, it's so much easier to type. There's no interaction, there's no connection. To go in person, to actually say, "Are you Jackson" on TikTok? I think that's a big step of showing that people actually do care or watch my videos and think about them, other than watching them swiping like a
Yeah.
robot.
And do you ever get audience participation where they're maybe suggest some ideas and you've taken some ideas based off of their
Oh,
feedback?
I go live about every night.
Yeah.
I see a lot of recurring people there too. And it's not even that hard to talk to my audience. I get like 500 people alive, and people always say you're the GOAT for actually responding to
Mm,
comments. And
yes.
that's just not hard. It does go
Exactly.
by fast, but I talk fast, so it's easy. And people act like I'm such a good guy from reading. They're
Right?
saying appreciation to me. Yeah, that's I don't know.
You hit a really good point. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is creators who are not focused on their audience because the audience is what got you to where you are, right? Like without
Exactly.
them and their support, you would be a creator with 1 million MT followers. Maybe at one point they followed you, but they don't care anymore because you're not communicating back. And I see that with a ton of creators. Like I have backend analytics that can see your audience participation for any creator on TikTok and you'd be surprised at how many creators that have over a million are actually engaging with their audience. And it really pisses me off because when you're wanting to monetize, right? This is a tip for anybody listening that wants to be a creator. If you're not focused on your audience, I promise you, when it goes down to monetize and brands are paying money for you to get something from your audience, right? That's just how
hmm
it works. And if you have an empty audience, the brand's going to be like, okay, cool. Thanks for this one off video. And they're not going to repeat business. So it's really important. But if you have a solid audience, I'm telling you, brands are going to be begging to work with you, want to keep continually work
Exactly.
with you, but you have to nurture that audience. You have to build that community. And it's such a lacking thing right now. And like you said, how people are just shocked that you're communicating back. To me, that's a
Yeah.
big hello. Like you should be. Like that should be a thing,
That's the easiest thing I could have done. You guys
right?
follow me, you like my videos. The simplest thing I can do in return is saying thank you guys. I'll talk to you. It's not that hard. And
Exactly.
you are exactly right about the how many content creators don't care about the audience. I've been talking to my manager before he recruited me, and I was asking like, what other creators have you reached out to? And he was telling me these creators. I'm not going to say them obviously,
Yep.
but saying that how much they only care about the money. All they want are like the ad deals. I think I've done like 3 ads, not that many. The
Hmm.
previous ads that I've done around 800K. So dude, I'm getting tons of offers right now that I'm just
Yep.
declining because I told my manager, don't give me ads. I want to do in-person stuff with fans, collaborations, podcasts, videos. I'm reinvesting everything for interaction with my fans, growing, getting new fans, getting back my old fans that I lost, just everything. So
Jackson, I think that's super smart because it's so true. A lot of people go straight in. They go in, they start getting a following, and they're like, "Okay, I want to make money now. Let's go." And that's fine. That's what I do. Is I find deals for my creators as well. But the thing is, it's really important to stay true to your brand. And if something doesn't fit right, I tell my creators all the time, the money doesn't mean anything because you need to fit brands that fit with everything that's about you. So that way your audience agrees with it. And they're like, yo, this was sick ad. I loved it because they
hmm
could feel the authenticity. But also really focusing on your community first, I think is really where creators need to focus. And Mr. Beast, I said him already earlier, but he's a really prime example because you can tell he takes his time to really engage with his audience. And look, they show up. They do what Mr. Beast says. Like Mr. Beast said, "Hey, I'm opening the first ever Mr. Beast
Yeah,
burger in the
yeah.
mall," and 10,000 people showed up. That's a clear example. I guarantee you, these creators that are like, "I just want the money," they open up a store and maybe 3 people show up. I promise you.
Yeah. A lot of people right now, big influencers, like you said, that don't care because they do stuff like that. They do meetups.
Hmm.
No one shows up. Like that one girl, no one showed up. She had 1 million followers. That one guy's 26 million. Only a
Hmm.
few people showed up because they're saying influencers aren't what they used to be and it's dead. Well, that's exactly right. It's
Yep.
not what they used to be. They're changing. They want their influencers now to actually connect with them and not be like David Dobrik and commercialized.
Hmm.
And I think Dixie D'Amelio said something also like that. And that's because dancing isn't really a big thing anymore.
No, it's not.
You don't really see it. You see a trend, but you don't see Addison Rays, D'Amelios. You don't really see them as
Yep.
much.
Yep.
Even Jacob Day, he used to be a dancer,
Hmm.
and I checked his account. He only has 1.7 million. I thought he was 15 million. So that's even slowing down for him.
My daughter, that's how she grew up on TikTok, was dancing. She's a great dancer. She's known as
Mhm.
Jade Can Dance on TikTok, and she's got 3.1 million and she's verified.
Wow.
What was interesting about that is to see the change where people don't care anymore. She still does dances and they do well. It's just that audience participation. They're like, oh, cool, that looks great. Next. Now
Yeah,
she's having to rejig her content and figuring out, okay, how do I share who I am? And how do I
hmm
communicate that with my audience and capture their attention and build those connections so that way people know more about her than just dancing because
exactly.
people want to have that connection now. That's that true thing. That's why we're seeing that and why we're focused so much on community is because people are craving that, but these creators are not giving that. And so the creators who are going to see long-term growth because just as fast as you can grow, I promise you that's as fast as you can fall. And a lot of these creators are falling off big time.
Yeah, Noah Beck and Bryce Hall. I've been keeping up with them recently. I'm getting double their views. And it's
100%,
crazy. Noah Beck right now, he's in Rome, all fancy stuff, all fancy dinners. She's like showing it off
right?
because people used to love rich people
Yep.
spend money. And
Yep.
I got like 50K views in a
Wait,
day. People don't care to see that anymore. No one wants to see you flex your money anymore.
exactly. Flexing is over. I agree. Early TikTok was all about the flex. Everybody's a flex, flex. Now it's be authentic. Really, Noah, is that what you love? Maybe if it is, then I think it would be different because you could feel the authenticity. But when you feel just the flex energy from it, you're like, wow, whatever, you're a tool, man. But when you feel like a real authentic person just having a good time, you can feel that. And when you can feel them really wanting to capture their audience, that's the difference. And that shift is happening quickly. I'm noticing it big time. And I'm really, really focused on creators that really want to give a shit and care about their audience because that's what matters. And we talk about fans, but I think a lot of people that are fans, they feel like they have to contribute back in a way. And I know you go live a lot and there are gifting options on there, but to be a fan, you don't have to gift all the time. Is that correct?
That's extremely correct. I'm a big fan of not gifting. Again, I feel like those rich people spending money, I feel like they said, if you want to be a fan, you want to support me so I can keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And they said a big wave of saying, to be a real fan, you have to buy my merch. You have to gift me all this money. And then they do like subscriptions on YouTube that pay, then Twitch subs, gifts, everything. They want to capitalize on everything they can. And they
Mm-hmm.
do. Every time I get a gift, I appreciate them even one rose. And then I say like, you don't have to do this. It's free to click the like button. I don't
Right.
want you to gift money. I'm just talking to you guys. And on TikTok, live is awful right now. That I hate it. Gift one galaxy and I'll do something.
Yes.
That
Right.
is, and they're awful. They have no community. It's just, I,
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. I really do. I really do.
We do see that a lot, like these battles, and these people are just using their audience. I've seen it loads where they're like, "Gifted Galaxy," and I'll do this thing, and
Right.
you're just taking advantage of people. And I get it; it's a form of entertainment, but it's like gambling in a weird way. You're telling your audience to gamble on you doing something versus
Yeah.
giving back. Are they giving value back? That's another thing too. Is there an exchange of value there? Maybe to some they feel like it because they're getting the entertainment that they need. But I like your approach on you're saying, look, community, you don't have to give me, but I do understand that creators do have to get paid in order to do this full time. So they have to make some sort of money. So there are going to be fans out there that do gift and are just appreciative and they want to support you because they're getting so much value from you in their day that they want to
Right.
give back. So I get that, but love that you're telling your audience, look, if you don't have any money, doesn't mean that this person that has all this money to give me is a better fan than you. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean
To
anything.
be a fan, you need to come back, like the video, comment,
Mhm.
follow. It's the little stuff that makes you a fan. The little stuff goes a long way. The money isn't really a big thing to me. Everything I make, I reinvest into my TikTok. So I'm going to be flying out, doing more stuff for my
Mhm.
fans. That'll be happening soon.
Are you gonna be collaborating with any other creators as well?
Yes, I did collaborate with Mitzi. She's like 2.3. We did
Mhm.
some anime kid videos together. Hopefully, I'll be flying out to LA just for the weekend to collaborate with other comedy guys.
Yep.
No dancers. I can't dance very well. But that's the plan. Just to again get some new audience. A lot of people right now losing audience, and then
Yep.
get some old followers back from as well as I might have lost them along the way.
What's
But
your strategy for that right now? What is your plan to do that?
what, the collaboration?
No, for harnessing your audience and trying to get some of them back. What's your plan?
I just say create a healthy personality.
Mhm.
Because I am always happy. I really am. I always wear colorful clothes. I feel like that evaporates my personality.
Right.
I have rainbow shoes I wear all the time.
I love that.
I have blonde hair.
Yeah.
Everything. I just love that. I feel like just having a healthy and real personality on TikTok will get them back because I might have lost something along the way from my sounds. Because again, I was at one point I was desperate. I would say
Yep.
not really
Yep.
desperate, but what am I doing wrong?
Sure.
And just posting bad quantity over quality. That's what I was doing. I was looking at these other guy, at this other sound, because I used to mimic
Mhm.
sound creators. He had like 1 million
Right.
followers, only using sound, which is impressive.
Mhm.
So
No, for
he
sure.
posts like 5 times a day. That's what I did, 5 times a day,
Yep.
and they weren't good. And now he's at 1 million still. He hasn't gained anything.
Exactly.
So yeah,
And
he's at that plateau now.
you've heard of Gary Vee?
Yeah, I love Gary Vee. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So Gary Vee, he says that quantity over quality in the beginning is helpful because then you can understand what quality means to you.
Mm,
And that's kind of seems like what happened to you. You were like, okay, I need quantity, quantity, quantity. And then you realize, okay, this style that you're doing now is quality, and that is what brings in the audience. So you realize that now, and now you're bringing only quality and value to your community, but you wouldn't have learned that if you didn't go through that process of putting out a bunch of crap and just seeing what sticks and what works for
Right.
you as a person. So I think any creator starting out, I'm like, okay, what are your passions? Share a bunch of those things at first, and then see what community likes something from you based off of your authenticity. And then that's usually what happens. And then they just start growing crazily from there. Like you said, though, creators that they're not looking for that piece of quality that their community wants, they're just doing a bunch of quantity. They're not building a community. They're just building content that people like and move on. Do you want to be a creator that you create content and people like it and swipe past? Or do you want to be a creator that they take the time to communicate, comment, share, come back every single video? That's what kind of creator you want to be.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because again, sounds they get you likes, they get people push buttons, but that's it. This is one guy. He has 500K followers and he has 100+ million likes. That's a
Hmm.
ton of likes, and he doesn't even have 1 million followers just because he only does sounds.
Yeah.
It's relatable, but that's about it, I would say.
Yeah. No, for sure. That shift is happening really, 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 really fast. In fact, the creators that on my roster that are having the most success are creators that typically do skits or they're sharing their own voice. And we're seeing that drive big time. It's going to be interesting to see how that transitions over time. But I really feel like the sound part of TikTok is diminishing quickly. I barely see that on my For You page anymore,
Yeah, I agree.
which is cool. I always love to ask creators specifically, but what tips could you give if somebody's listening right now and they want to become a content creator or just start? What kind of tips would you give them based off of your experience?
Again, I would say it doesn't have to be like comedy skits, but showing your own personality, that could be hard to portray. There are
Hmm.
so many factors of getting that right. There's videos that flopped from me back in June that I remade like last week and they blew up because it was different lighting,
Hmm.
different angles. Angles is such a big deal. It's such a big deal. I don't know why. I have no idea why. It just looks
Hmm.
better, and
Yep.
then your followers agree more. And everybody has different angle style.
Yep.
Everybody. Tony Stabasi, his is like holding the camera in his hand.
Yep.
Some people have it on the floor looking up. Mine's kind of higher up. Everyone's is different. And finding your own style to portray your creativity is such a huge deal. And I couldn't figure that out for the longest time.
Right.
When I first started doing skits, I made one skit, it blew up. It's like, okay, skits are doing good. I started doing skits. I kept trying to do this, wasn't working. That wasn't working, but they were good ideas. I just privated them. And,
Hmm.
and then when I figured it out, I'm like, I found it. I know what I need to do. I remade them, add a little bit of more pizzazz, more
Hmm.
personality, and then it was good.
That's
So finding
awesome.
your own style and not copying people's, obviously there's only so much you could do,
Right.
but
Yeah. So
your own
so
style.
exactly. So what I'm hearing is find your own voice and message and what you're excited about and continually try to share your voice in different ways until you find what sticks. But in the process, it might take you some time because most people, the biggest failure that they do is they quit too early. I always use this on a cliche, that meme that you see of like two people in the cave and they're
Yeah, yeah.
digging for gold, right? And one person gives up and they're only one hit away from getting all that gold or diamonds or whatever. And it really is like that. You just have to keep going. And I use Gary Vee as an example, is even in the last like 3 years, but he's been creating for 15 years. But really in the last like 3 years, he's really developed and really well known now globally. But it took him that long. And Gary did not give up. He didn't give a shit. So I tell people maybe after a year of creating consistently, you can have the idea of saying, okay, maybe I need to rethink this, but don't give
Yeah.
up. So many people give up after a week, 2 weeks, a month. And I'm like, yo,
Consistency. Yeah, that
yeah,
is, again, that's what got me. The only reason why I started posting was the day before that I saw a video that said post 2 to 3 times a day for 6 months and see what will happen.
exactly.
And now 6 months from a few days ago, I have 1.2 million.
Boom. Exactly.
Mhm.
But you know how many people that advice is out there? Like, because people are like, what's the secret sauce? And I'm like, right there. Post 2 to 3 times a day for 6 months, see what happens. But you
Mhm.
know how many people do that? Like, probably 1%, because they look at it and they're like, yeah, that looks easy. But they start it and then they realize that it takes work and
It is hard. It
not
really
easy.
is. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
But
I complain to my girlfriend every day. She knows. She gets the heat. But
yeah, being content creator is one of the hardest jobs, careers that you can take in the world because you have a lot of pressure of an audience that you have to create content for them. It's not something that you could just take a month off and rethink and do all these things. No, you have to show up every day, and it's really important. To me, that seems like a really good spot here to wrap things up. Is there any last minute things that you'd love to say?
I like this. This is a good podcast. I love being interactive. Very good host, not bland. I don't like
Yeah,
bland. So yeah, it was very interactive. I liked it. Good questions, better answers from me. It was great. It was great. I liked it, man.
I
Appreciate
love
it.
it, man. Let's use this time right now to shill the hell out of yourself. Tell people where they can find you, follow you.
All right, you have to go to TikTok.com, Jackson21, and hit that follow button for me. Also on Instagram, I'm trying to get to 20K. I think I'm at 13K now. Jackson21 as well. Easy to find me. That's the only two social media I have currently. So yeah.
All right. And everybody that's listening, I made it really, 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 really easy for you. Just go to the description notes of this podcast, wherever you listen to it, and you will find links to Jackson's social media. So you can go over there and give him a follow, check out his content, and you're going to love what you see and start engaging with him. Jump on his lives, ask him questions, and say that you came from BizTalk for TikTok. And Jackson, thanks so much for coming on the show, man.
Dude, thank you so much for inviting me. I loved it. Really did.
Awesome.